Episode. What is that video? That's it.
What do we do here?
What do we do here? Videos. Hey
guys, welcome to Pal's Garage.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. Today we're dealing with a Miata and the shitty automatic that came in it. First thing I want to mention is that this was all before I got my new camera, the one I'm recording with right now. So the video quality isn't that great and the audio is probably just as bad. Not that this camera has the best audio either, but whatever. Not many videos after this still have the GoPro I was using. Yeah, so good on that, and we're gonna move on. But like I said, we're swapping the automatic out of my buddy Anthony's Miata. Oh, this is Anthony. He bought a shitty, what is it, a 90 Miata?
92.
92 Mazda Miata that's automatic with almost 400,000 kilometers. So with the automatic, obviously we wanted to change it to a manual so that way with autocrossing, it's not just a slush box and you can actually somewhat
rev it out.
That's the word. There you go. Well, the process was kind of a pain because one, it was hot as hell that day. I think we got close to like 30 some degrees Celsius.
Yeah, it was the week it was like 40 degrees all
week.
Like
40 degrees all week, which is like almost 100 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, give or take. So it was really hot and it was pretty close to 100% humidity, I think, as well. It was pretty bad. Also, we've never worked on a Miata. He knows a lot about them because he does a lot of research on them, but we've never actually worked on one, so we didn't really know exactly what we're getting into. Well, at least I didn't. He kind of.
How do you like taking cars apart, Anthony?
I don't.
Oh, that's good. So, tell me what you're doing here, buddy.
We're dropping the automatic today.
We're taking the automatic out, and then what are we doing?
Putting a stick shift in it.
A manual. A man's transmission.
A man's transmission.
Yes, in a very manly car. So what we're gonna do is we want to take the exhaust off first here, and then what are we doing after that?
Then we're gonna drop the PPF to get access to the drive shaft, I hope.
This tick boy on the back there.
Oh, okay, let's make sure. Okay.
Hey, don't get any rust in your eye. That's not gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, very good. Wear eye protection. Oh,
Doesn't fit, does
the
it?
gun's too big. So it looks like we're doing it by hand.
You might be able to get the other side though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
At least do one if you can. Okay, dope. When we start getting more shit down, we'll catch up. First bolt of the day, right there, buddy. Snapped.
Fresh.
Fresh. That's how it is. Oh my god, what's that? Oh, the other washer.
All right. Here's hoping the second one goes just as good.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh, there it goes.
Yep.
Ow. So we got this guy off, but we're stupid, and we were tightening it, and that's why it was so difficult to come off. Right, Anthony?
Chris fix it.
Chris fixed it, yeah.
Learn how to ratchet.
Learn how to ratchet. Basically, the wrench, I'm used to my wrench when it says off, to have it like that so it shows off. But you have to have it on the off, not showing the off. So we were like this, and tightening it, and that's why it was so difficult. I'm so happy we didn't snap it. I can't believe we didn't. He's just taking off the wires on the PPF or the PP thing. I don't know.
PPF.
That gay thing. Yeah. And I'm gonna. What do you want me to do with the exhaust?
Just take it off. Take off this hanger, and
Oh yes, I brought that tool because that tool is very important. And I'm gonna try to attempt to take off the hanger parts.
wind up with. Oh, never mind. We can fish it through the front. We're caught up on one of the bolts. Oh,
No.
it's not on a bracket, is it?
Oh, bracket.
Which bracket?
I don't know.
Oh, I see it.
I hate you more than life itself.
So guys, there was a header exhaust hanger that hung off the two bolts on the transmission, and it was kind of like keeping us from actually pulling the header, the lower part of the header off. So we just got a saw to that, and we cut it. And we figured out we don't need that afterwards.
First we tried to actually like unbolt it properly, but
Yeah.
then we realized it was stripped beyond strip from the past owner. and it did not work. And eventually we kind of just we kept trying to hit it and use like an air chisel, but we just gave up after, and we just cut the bolt off with the sawzall.
I nailed my back on this thing here. I thought I cut myself, but I didn't. So I guess we're okay. This guy here is stripped from the last owner, so you can't do anything. This bracket is useless because it doesn't hook onto anything. It's just straight, it's just in the way. But the problem is to take out the actual transmission bolt. If you look at the bolt here, I hope you can see that, you probably can't. This bolt here, this thing's in the way. So we have to somehow take this, oh my god. We're gonna have to somehow take this guy off so we can get a socket into there. I don't want to cut it, and we're gonna have to try to figure out how to do that. While Anthony has taken the harness off.
Oh, you dropped the thing?
All the clips. Yeah, I got, ow. Yeah, I got it off. So we finished taking out the auto drive shaft. Apparently they're different. But they look exactly the same to me.
I think one's like an inch shorter or something like that.
They look very similar from here. This one's the manual, this one's the auto, this is the one we just took out. And then finally, this stupid bolt. Where's the little Give it to me. No, it's over here. So this is the dumb that wouldn't come out. First of all, these are huge bolts. I don't believe how big they are. Like, what is that, like 7.5 to 8 inches? How long do you think these are? Like 8 inches?
Let's see.
Like 7.5, 8?
At least 4.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Hold on. No, you're right. It's about 6, 7.
You think 6, 7?
Yeah, I just need my hand for all the boys out there.
For all the boys, the the perspective, right? So, yeah, okay. So they go out where he's hammering that bullshit out, but apparently the one he's hammering out is the harder one to come out, but that took us like nothing to take out. The one behind it was giving us a huge problem. But you probably are. Do you have to take it out to drop it?
Yeah, it's like a retainer, like it holds it in.
Oh.
I've seen Taylor pry it out. I know it's a bitch to get stuck in there, but I hope I'm prying at the right spot.
Okay, well, we'll figure that out. So what are we going to do after this?
Drop the PPF and then move on to the transmission.
Great. That means we have to take out that bracket and stuff and be able to get off. Okay, then.
So, the next step of the process after the exhaust is off is we have to take the PPF off. And the PPF is the power plant frame for you people who don't know convertibles or Camaros, or not Camaros, Corvettes, sorry.
Oh, that's why it's a PPF?
That's the PPF, yeah. So the big tube in a Corvette's the same as a PPF in the Miata. What did we do to that? So it was a real pain. There's maybe like, what, 5, 6, 8-inch bolts like go through that thing.
I think they're like 7.5.
So there's about
like
2 in the front that connect to the actual transmission itself, and the other 2 ends connect to the diff, and it just keeps both from rocking like back and forward under power.
Headphone users.
The front 2 really easy to take out. The back 2 rotted beyond belief.
Would not come out.
Would not come off. There's mushroom caps that hold it on top with splines to make sure it doesn't turn around. Well, obviously that was all rotted, so everything was just spinning in place.
They were like rotted into the PPF, so we couldn't just like chisel them out. We actually had to get an air chisel and like bang them out. Like in the clip you see next, we had to actually just bang them out. His dad suggested it earlier, but we didn't listen. We
really gave her with the air chisel. You know what? I ended up using that same retainer when we put the car back together.
Oh, well,
all air.
So in this clip here, you can see how appropriate we are, and yeah, we have bad jokes. It's okay.
What are we doing this one?
Remember the video Paul took?
So the next step after the PPF was the automatic had to come out, and if anyone knows, automatics are bad because you can't shift, and B, they're also heavy, so what's the point of having them? So we obviously did it in stages. We didn't want everything just dropping at once, so we just unscrewed the slowly in stages as we were working our way back, and then the pan would actually tilt, let all that fluid out. And you know what? It was actually full, so I guess
we didn't really make a mess out of it.
Yeah, no, we actually didn't make a mess, so we were good on that part.
And yeah, there was fluid. It slips like crazy, but
yeah. So I really wanted the manual, but it was also slipping first a second, so it was justified.
Yeah, and it was really red too, so the oil looked.
It was really red. Yeah, it looked really
it wasn't
good.
Like dark or anything.
Yeah, surprisingly.
These 2 are hand tight.
No wonder there's oil everywhere. It's probably leaking out.
Yeah, I really hope that's what was leaking. Show them the rest of the bottom of the car. Everything's covered in oil.
Everything's in oil.
Hoping it's just a rear.
What is on your linkage, whatever that is? That is disgusting too.
Yeah, there's like mold growing under this car. Do you see this?
Yeah.
There's like mold.
Yeah, what is
I
that?
don't know.
My
Spray paint.
transmission had so much oil in it.
This one will too. I hope this this has enough. I think there's enough fluid in here. This will hold.
After that, to remove it, apparently you have to take off the torque converter bolts. I didn't do that for my SC. Apparently you have to do that, but whatever. My SC's fine. It's okay. I'm not using those transmission stuff anyways. But for this, the way you'll see how I had to do it and I explain after. But those are a real pain, and thank God I was able to kick the wrench to take off the bolts, or else we would have never been able to get those off.
And the torque converter, if anyone doesn't know, if you don't remove the bolts and you pull it apart, all that fluid in the torque converter just goes everywhere.
Yeah, see, that didn't happen to me, so I didn't.
So you undo the 4 inside bolts through the little inspection hole in the transmission, hence Luke is kicking it.
Yeah.
And then once all 4 are apart, the torque converter comes with the automatic.
Baby came right fucking out.
Right out.
Okay, so we've taken 3 of the 4 flywheel. What are you talking about? You mean torque converter? It's on the flex plate. There you go, buddy. So in there, but the problem is they're like hard to take off. The flex plate bolts or the torque converter bolts are here, and they're kind of a pain to take off because you can't really get much leverage. And the best way to do it, if you don't have a hoist and you're doing it like us on jack stands, is like this. So Anthony, turn the thing. So what we have to do is I get a 14 mil wrench. Yes, the 14 mil. I put it on the actual bolt. This may sound very easy, but may I tell you it's not. Well, actually, the way I do it is quite simple. With that there, and if you have a bigger pry bar, don't use something this small, but if you have something bigger, use something bigger, but this is what I do. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that like that, have it tight on there, lock the titties out of it, and you get your right foot, not your left, because everyone's right-handed and the right foot is more dominant, and you just yeet it. And hopefully, it's loose like this one.
Yeah.
So that's what I had to do for all 4. You get all 4 out and you're good. Then again, this is if you're on jack stands and not on a hoist. Look at me like I'm the Miata dad, like I know what I'm talking about.
So while that was out, they were dealing with some of the electrical stuff on the actual manual transmission because you have to hook up some of the things so they can connect, so like brake lights work, stuff like that.
Just negative and reverse.
Basic stuff like that, so that the brake lights turn on. Or not the brake lights, the reverse lights turn on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically what we had to do. But while they were doing that, he thought the rear main seal was leaking.
Which you should always do when you take out a transmission anyways.
Since it was out, we were going to do it anyways. I never changed a rear main seal in my life. And I asked him, like, hey, can I do it? He goes, go right ahead. So hopefully that doesn't leak in the future. I'm sorry if it does, but...
You know what was leaking? It was just the oil pan. Rear main seal, thank God we changed it, but there's no change in the oil pan.
So
it's
if
still
your
leaking.
motor blows soon,
Yeah.
it's not my fault because it's 400 kilometers anyways. And we want to swap an LS into it anyways.
Or small block.
So after the rear main seal, we had to install a clutch. Now you can look at this outstanding, pristine clutch we used. What was it, 6-puck unsprung?
6-puck unsprung. Used.
Yeah. Piece of crap. Long story short, I'm gonna give spoiler right now. Didn't work. Not even a little bit.
No.
No.
We ended up doing it again.
Alright, buddy, we're doing the flywheel. We got some ARP. They're too much money for this car, but what the heck?
I love you, buddy. Explain to him what your dad said about how he hated the car.
It's self-explanatory. My dad hates the car.
We're doing this anyway.
Don't have kids. And don't install flywheels by yourself. Woo! Also get a lightweight flywheel. Or just some friends who want to come underneath the car with you. Hey. Hold it up.
What do you need me to do?
Or just hold the flywheel up. I think I'm... Okay, hold it
I'm
there.
sitting here and my hand's like this, Luke. You see that?
ARP assembly lube.
You lift the car.
Tell him.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, this is also the clutch. I think this is the pressure plate side because it's flat, and everyone online says the flat part goes on the pressure plate side. Anthony, I hope it works.
You can go, buddy.
All right then.
We're gonna hold up this fucking pressure plate with all the pressure.
My parents and your parents started walking and walking with the fucker together. You can't help me.
Hold on, I can't even see the
Why so late?
Who knows?
You're not into him?
I was a late bloomer. What are you on? But like, that's only part of the time. Did you do the first one?
Yeah.
I grab the engine.
From Hoonigan?
Shake it. Shake the fuck out of it.
Oh yeah. I'm literally torquing it. Guys, let's see if we get a little.
This guy took a fucking
You know what? It made the noise too. Let's see if we can get that again. Look. All right, boys. Let's. I think now it's time for the manual. We're gonna do some wires over here. Lou's over there. Mike's over here doing the wiring. Daniel's over there, and Paul.
So we did take off the transmission, and I've only taken out 2 transmissions in my life, but I've never actually installed one before. So while we were installing the manual, it's kind of a pain in the butt. We had like 4 guys in there trying to lift it.
And why it was a pain in the butt, which we found out after when we uninstalled it, was that the pilot bearing was not lined up, and actually it slipped out of the flywheel because they're in the flywheel on Miatas and not the engine themselves. That's what was such a pain in the ass, and if it's not bang on straight, it's not going in. Like, it took 4 guys to bang it in.
Yeah, see, I didn't know you guys did that.
So when Lucas wasn't there, me and my dad put the master and the slave in.
After that, I came in to help reinstall the dash. I'm just going to time-lapse that because we threw it right back in. And after that, the Miata was pretty much done. So, like we said, everything was put in. Him and his dad reinstalled the clutch with his brother, so that fixed it. But before we did that, we had the exhaust off and we had an open header, and you can't not start a car with an open header, without starting it with an open header. Like, you just have to. It's a law.
How loud could it be? It's a 4
How loud
banger.
could it be? Yo, rev it. That's a car! Yeah. By the way, this video does not do it justice.
No, it's like 3 times louder.
Now, with this done, we're going to skip to us actually driving the car and see what it actually looks like. As you can see, we're actually driving it now. It has the 5-speed in it, and it drives like a dream. I feel a little bit like a hairdresser. Little blow dryers back here, but it's okay. Anthony, how does it feel? Great?
Fantastic.
Yeah, so he already went to a autocross event. I was able to go because my Celica's a piece of crap. We're not going to talk about that now because I'm still mad about it. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.